You okay? Welcome to another quick episode of Brit on a Bike. I'm the Brit, and this is my new student training motorcycle, the Suzuki VanVan, or RV200. First thing I'm going to do for this bike before I start training brand new riders on it is add some crash bars. I don't want to get it damaged. It's 2018, it's got 580 miles on the engine. It's basically in mint condition, so I want to keep it as nice as possible, but inevitably it's going to get crashed, it's going to get dropped, it's going to get scratched. So the best and most important thing I can do before anybody that doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle gets on this thing is to add some crash protection to it. So I have gone to T-Rex Racing, and they make some fantastic products for the VanVan, and I'm going to be adding some crash bars to the front, the Mickey Mouse ears. I've also got some crash bars for the hand grips to go on, and at a later date I'll be adding hopefully some crash protectors to the front forks and also to the rear to protect the exhaust pipe. So that's basically it. In front of me here is a box, which is my crash bars from T-Rex Racing. So we're going to go through the process of installing those things. I don't expect it's going to be a particularly interesting video, but for those of you interested in adding crash bars to your bike, the process will probably be the same. Hopefully everything will line up with the existing holes on the bike and just bolt straight on. We'll see how it goes. Alright everybody, so after watching an hour's worth of footage, which is basically how long it took me to install these crash bars on the bike, I decided that I'm going to basically play most of this video in fast forward or speed up the footage. It's just way too long and boring to watch. Me faff around with the bike with a bunch of Allen keys, socket heads, and the tools that I needed to put the bits on the bike. So if you follow the instructions that come with your crash guards, especially if you get them from T-Rex Racing, I can pretty much guarantee you that the bolts will line up. The bolts will be the right ones. You'll have all the bolts you need, and you just basically line everything up on the bike, take off anything necessary so that the bolts will go back in, and attach the bars, put the new bolts in, and tighten the bloody things up. So it's going to be a pretty short video now, but I will stop the video and play any important bits, a few words of wisdom perhaps if I run into any problems, but otherwise it's pretty self-explanatory. It's bolt them on in the places where the instructions tell you to bolt them on, so just follow the instructions and you shouldn't have any problems. Now there are a number of options available as far as crash bars for these bikes. They're enormously popular in Asia and Indonesia, and they've sold millions of these bikes over probably 40 years of manufacture. So eBay is a great source. Amazon, obviously, you can get them there. I think these crash bars run about $160, $170 for the pair, left and right sides, which aren't cheap. So that's one side, as you can see. That is really, really nice quality. Good quality steel, beautifully bent, nice welds supported and reinforced here. Removable and replaceable skid plate. Just excellent. Worth every penny. If they line up and they fit on the bike properly, these are the business. You can spend half as much money, but I would imagine if you're going to spend half as much money, you're not going to get the quality that these are. Anyway, crash guards are awesome. They work great, as you can see from the very beginning of this video, where I had a student drop the bike almost immediately. The bike's protected. Hang in till the end of the video and I will add a couple of interesting things that I've done to the bike since putting these crash bars on, with some photographs of damage to the crash bars from students dropping the bike. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Enjoy the video. Please ride safely. Come home alive. So there you have it, VanVan front crash bars installed. This is the left side. And the right side. From T-Rex Racing, I'll post a link in the description if you've got a VanVan or a small displacement dual sport that requires front crash bars. Pretty simple installation. As with most things on a motorcycle, you need tiny fingers and a lot of patience. A ratchet set and some Allen keys for these ones. But they went in very easily and I am happy with them. Hopefully they will stand up to the punishment of students dropping this poor little bike. Let's hopefully remove my Allen key I left in place. Jiggle it. There we go. So there you are. VanVan crash bars installed. One thing I really love about them is these replaceable skid plates here. That's gonna take a lot of the damage off the crash bars, and when these get messed up you can just replace them. So there she is, with new and improved protection on the sides. So here the crash bars installed. Thought I'd show you how much crash protection they give. Here's the bike going down on its side. As you can see, the front so there you go. You can see the crash bars designed to literally take all the pressure off your gear selector and side of the bike. So that's the bike on its side. That's as much as it's going to go down. So I'd still recommend either hand grips and bar end protectors, which I'm going to add to this bike, front fork, spool protectors, and at the rear as well I could use it. So, but for front engine guard protection, these things do the business.
Oh,
You okay? Alrighty, so a quick follow-up to after installing the VanVan crash bars. You can see that I've added some standard heavy-duty rubber heater hose. This is just car part stuff, car part radiator hose. I've used some hose clamps, or Jubilee clips as we call them in England. These are just the clamps that grip around the bars, tighten up, and I put some electrical tape over them. But as you can see, this just adds to the protection on the bike. Bike's been dropped probably a dozen times since putting the bars on. As you can see, the scuffing of the rubber hose here and here on this side. The hose itself's taken quite a lot of the brunt. Again, it gives you an idea of you can see the hose clamps holding the radiator hose over the bars. This is the kind of damage that dropping the bike is getting. So that's just protecting the bars even more, taking some of the impact off, but does a really nice job. So at the beginning of the video I talked about adding some rear spool protectors, front and rear. These I got off of eBay. They will attach in various parts on the bike. I decided to take off the rear foot pegs and put them in place of where the folding passenger foot pegs go. So these don't go up and down, but they do spin. As you can see, I added a tennis ball to the end of the spools, again just to take some of the impact out of a drop through the tennis ball. The tennis ball is easily replaceable. Just wanted to keep the spools as nice as possible. These are designed to turn as the bike goes down. And again on the other side, we've got another one here. Took off the peg, put a rear spool spinner. These could pretty much go here. They could go on the back here. They could go up here where the indicators go, but I felt that by removing the rear passenger pegs, these obviously would serve as passenger foot pegs. I have ridden behind students, helping them balance the bike by just putting my feet on top of these things. So these double up as passenger foot pegs, but they are rear spool sliders with tennis balls on top of them with a bit of duct tape to hold them on. So again, when the bike's on its side, these give a nice amount of protection with the front in place. As you can see, no damage whatsoever to the exhaust when the bike's on its side here. You okay?
Joking.